It's really hot outside, and it's hotter than it should be inside my car, so we're gonna try to fix it with $20 and a trip to AutoZone. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda, sitting in my Buick Encore. I actually just ran some errands here, and I have noticed a couple things. It's hot, and it is getting hotter. It's actually 87 degrees, and it's only 10:30 in the morning here. And one of the things that I've noticed is that it's hotter in my car than it probably should be, despite the fact that I'm running my AC at pretty much the highest level. And I thought I would try an old method of giving your AC a little extra boost, because it's supposed to get like another 5 degrees hotter by noon here, and then we're actually supposed to get into triple digits, like 100 degrees, 102 degrees, and it's kind of humid here in the Midwest in the summer as well. And the fact that my car is not as cool as it could be is kind of disconcerting, because this is not the hottest it's ever been. In fact, I used to go visit my buddy down in Tucson, and dude, it was always 100 degrees there, and it was nice and icy cool in his car. In fact, there'd be condensation on the vents sometimes because it was blowing such cold air. So I think the air should be a lot cooler here. I don't think my AC is malfunctioning or anything, but I think my refrigerant, that R134A, is a little bit low, and that makes sense. So this car is 8 years old. So if it is a little low on refrigerant, that's maybe to be expected. Now the R134 comes with usually some stop leaks, so maybe it freshens up those hoses and seals a little bit to keep the refrigerant in there. All right, so what I need to do is get one of these recharge kits from AutoZone, and then we will try it out and see if the car blows a little colder. Like revenge, a dish best served cold. Let's try it out. All right, so here's what I bought at AutoZone. It is the R134A refrigerant that most cars use these days. It's actually a big bottle here, 15.6 ounces. Most of the time, if your car is blowing maybe just a little warmer than it should, you probably don't need a lot of refrigerant. But if you aren't getting any cold air, you're going to want the whole thing. But what I like about this is that it has the top up here, which kind of shows that pressure. So low, filled, too much pressure. Red means stop, and then a hose down here with this little cap. It's got this little sleeve on it. You kind of pull this back when you pop it on there. You're supposed to wear gloves, and it will just hold on. And then when you pull this back here like this, then it will pop off. So let's go ahead and get the car fired up and the air conditioning running on high, and hopefully we can add just a little bit of refrigerant that we need to hopefully get the car actually cool instead of kind of cool, which is actually kind of uncomfortable. All right, let's give it a try. Oh my God, it is so hot in here. All right, starting up the car. We turn everything to the max cold setting here, and that's just hot air at the moment, but hopefully it'll cool off here a little bit. We're going to pop the hood, and I'm gonna roll down the window just so I don't get locked out. All right, so this is my Buick Encore 2018. This is the cooling system here, but you might be able to see right there, it says H on there. That's the high side. The little nozzle here shouldn't actually even fit that. But what we want is the low side, where it's got that vacuum and it's dragging that refrigerant back in. And I think I see it right down there. I believe it's there. It's actually not in the easiest spot to get to, but it is what it is. So let's get on it. Now, if you are doing this on a Buick, it's kind of nice. This little air intake here just kind of lifts off, and I can get the cap off that port right there. So that makes it quite a bit easier to access. Now, the other thing I want to do here is just check and see if my AC is blowing cold. You know what? It's just like warm air, dude. And that is on high here. So, I mean, you know, it is cool. I will say that. It's cooler than the ambient air. If I were to put my face up there, it'd probably feel okay, but it wouldn't definitely feel cold, ice cold like my heart. So let's see if we can get it doing a little better here. All right, I went ahead and installed it there. I saved you that, and I have been just doing a little bit of like pull and release here to get it up to the green. It definitely was pretty low, and I didn't want to get into that yellow, but it looks like I'm still there in the green. What I've kind of noticed is that for me, what seems to be working is just give it a little trigger pull and then see how that gauge actually responds. It kind of drifts down a little bit, and I'm actually kind of impressed that this is maybe as accurate as it is, and it just said that I was on the low end down here, but as you can see here, gotten it back up there. I don't want to get into the yellow because I don't want to get into any trouble here, cause problems, but as long as it's taking it and not quite getting there, I'll keep doing this until I feel like I'm at the far end of the green, and then we will see here. But I'm also kind of just checking the air temperature with my hand as I'm doing this. So if I just go back here, I don't have a thermometer in here or anything. All right, I mean, that's noticeably cooler. So, you know, to the point where the air coming out is actually cold, but because this car is so hot and the day is so hot, it's actually just warmer on my head, but my hand feels so much better. Oh yeah, so cold, so cold. So that's it. I mean, if you're just a little low on refrigerant, all you got to do is top that little bad boy off with something like this, the Sub-Zero. If you want to pick this up, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter von Panda, out.